Hello, everyone. This is Tom Fox, and I'd like to welcome you to the Daily Compliance News. The Daily Compliance News is an offering of the Compliance Podcast Network. August 28th, 2019, the Did He Just Say That edition. First up, a story from the New York Times that former star Google and Uber engineer Anthony Lewandowski has been charged with the theft of trade secrets. This was a huge problem for Uber, and indeed may continue to be a huge problem. Lewandowski was a Google employee who worked at self-driving cars at Google. He purloined more than 14,000 files containing critical information about his project, Google's autonomous vehicle research, before leaving the company. He then started his own company, which was then immediately flipped to Uber, and for some $700 million. It was a huge scandal at the time, and Waymo, the Google company that had the IP rights, sued Uber, and there was a settlement of that case. But now Lewandowski has been criminally charged with theft of trade secrets. Although the thieving of trade secrets in Silicon Valley is a time-honored and well-known tradition, having people criminally charged is pretty unusual. So it's going to be interesting to see what the fallout might be from Travis Kalanick or others at Uber. Next up, in bad news for Trump land, Deutsche Bank has told the Court of Appeals overseeing the subpoena to it from the House Intelligence and Financial Services Committee that it has President Trump's tax records along with his children's and all of his businesses. So any claim of confidentiality, I think, was probably blown by that, but it's certainly interesting that the bank has now admitted they have these documents. We're going to have to continue to follow this story. From Reuters, Perdue Pharma is in discussions on a $10 to $12 billion settlement for the opioid litigation. It would be through a potential bankruptcy, and Perdue is obviously directly in the sights of both states and localities who have alleged that they foisted the opioid crisis onto the American public. It's going to be interesting to see if they settle. As the first to settle, they probably would get the best deal. So Perdue Pharma, recognizing the trouble it's in, may be willing to come to the table and settle, particularly in light of yesterday's award against J&J. And finally, in today's lead story, the "I can't believe he said that," or rather, did he just say that, comes from Joe McFarland, Lowe's executive vice president for stores, who said on an in-company video when talking about firm's $99 DeWalt 12-volt cordless drill, the number one power tool for the pros, he said that thing is compact, it fits anywhere, and then, quote, "for some of our Hispanic pros with smaller hands, this is perfect for them," end quote. When this video was shown to a group of employees, it was, quote, "everyone in the room was like, what, did he just say that?" And immediately after, everyone said, whoa, would he just say that? And why would he just say that? So sometimes you have to watch what you're saying a little more closely, even if you don't think you're causing offense, when you start insulting an entire ethnic group with alleged small hands. And I suppose if you took that to the ultimate extreme, President Trump loves to talk about the size of his hands in relation to other parts of his body. You need to be aware of that going forward. Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network and a proud member of C-Suite Radio.